What's up, guys? Welcome to the No Cap Show. I'm Lee, and this is Judy and Shaq. Hi, guys.
Thank you
Thank you so much for having us, Lee.
It's so nice to have you guys in the studios. Tell us about yourselves. Who is Judy and who is Shaq, and why you guys call Judy on the run, dude?
So I am Judy. My actual name is Jawad, and Shakil is my own brother. So Judy and Shaq, that's where our nicknames are.
Okay.
So, and why we're called Judy on the run is actually an interesting story. So where we grew up, how we grew up in our setting was a very orthodox setting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of things were taboo for us, and that goes for music as well. And cut to a couple of months ago when we started making music, and we were thinking about band names and Instagram handles and whatnot. And I also like to run, so I thought of this handle that, as you know what, I want my Instagram page to be Judy on the Run. So then Shakil looks at me, he's like, that's a great band name. I said, what do you mean? Like, why is that a great band name? He's like, think about it. Like, so the taboo part is basically my grandmother, okay, who cannot possibly know that we make music. And so he's like, we're always on the run from our grandmother.
Oh.
And so that's how Judy on the Run came to be.
Very cool. You guys are born and raised in Bangalore City.
Yes.
You guys are making waves across the city right now with your new single it's called Who's Talking to Who?
Who's not talking to who?
Who's not talking to who? My bad. But it's a very cool song. I really enjoy the song.
Uh-huh.
It's you guys and Sharish, right?
Cherish, yeah.
Cherish.
Manotra.
Okay. How did that collaboration happen?
Okay. So, go
So I wrote the song, and we needed a female vocalist for that. And my producer started sending us Instagram reels of people singing, etc. The first time we heard her, we just knew, okay, this is the exact voice we want. And we approached her with the song, and she was glad. In fact, this is our second collaboration. We made a song called Move to Canada just before this, and I shared the songs with her, and she loved it. She was on board instantly, and she's done a fabulous job on the songs.
The song is just... What is the song about, actually?
Okay, so in a nutshell, the song is about the gray zones that occur in relationships, right?
Uh-huh.
Where there is a starting phase, or in modern relationships, where you're not in the black zone, you're not in the white zone. It's like you're not even with the person, you're not even not with the person.
They say it's complicated, right?
They say it's complicated,
yeah.
right? So that's the premise of the song, and so he wrote the song, so he'll give you a little more insight about the song.
So it's like, you have a scene with someone, so day one, you're like, so what are we?
Yeah.
And then you're a non-committal person, be like, let's just go with the flow. And then, okay, day 30, you're like, so what are we? You're like, let's take it slow, let's go easy on this. And then you're like, day 90, like 3 months into whatever we're doing, you're like, so what are we now? Like, let's be open, I've just come from a heartbreak and I don't want to. So the first half of the song is the perspective of that non-committal, like the person being upset with this non-committal person, saying like, what are you doing? And now I need a commitment, or we'll play a game called Who's Not Talking to Who. You stop talking to me and I'll stop talking to you. But the second half of the song is actually the rebuttal from the non-committal person, like, take it easy, bro, love is not a race. You don't have to hurry into this shit. So it's a clash of these two ideas at the start of the relationship.
That's very interesting. I mean, I've been in quite a few of those myself, so I know what you guys are talking about. It is very complicated, so annoying also. You want to like understand, okay, wait, are we doing this? What's going on, right? How many have you been in that situation before? Like,
Oh, I've not been in this situation before. I'm a very black and white kind of person.
What lies?
Shaq is like, hey, bro, Judy, please don't.
Mama is listening, I can't say all this.
No, I'm a very black and white person in those terms. It's just a very strict line with me. And he's the one who's been in a lot of these situations, which is why he's the writer of the song too. So he'll give you more insights on what these situations have been for him.
Great.
These situations, though, when they pop up, how do you usually like go about it? Like, what do you usually do to actually either get a commitment or not? What do you do?
So if I'm the non-committal at this point, then I'm like, yeah, let's take it slow. Let's go. Let's go. One day at a time, And if, say, I've been on the opposite end of it as well, and then I'm like frustrated, and I'm giving you like that perspective, like stop making these excuses, etc. So I can say I've been on both sides of the spectrum.
Now, you write all the music and you sing all the songs, right? I mean, great combo. Love the duo that you guys are, working with. How do you, when you have writer's block, we all experience writer's block, how do you usually get past that?
So I think for Indians, writer's block should be a myth. Okay, so if you ever have a writer's block, just go outside and you'll have 100 different stories. It's our country. I don't know how anyone has a writer's block. You go out and you'll see 10 stories instantly. You don't even have to go out. See, just look out of your balcony and someone will be fighting with someone. Someone will be angry at someone. Someone will be loving someone. It's just so I don't know if you just go. So I don't personally face that. Like I said, if I ever face that, I'll just go out. And that I always come back with 10 ideas as soon as I go out.
I mean, like today, this morning also, my entire morning has been a wild morning. My building is flooded. I took so long to come here.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, I don't need to write anything more. I mean, I already have a story ready to talk to people about, right? It's crazy. So you don't get really writer's block. So if you're saying, so your cure, your remedy for writer's block is just go outside. You'll get 10 different stories.
Maybe if you're in Oman or something where there's so peaceful and there's nothing happening on the road, it's silence for hours and hours, maybe you'll get a writer's block. I don't know how do you do that in Bangalore.
The only block we have here, the traffic. We're all blocked every single place over here. So guys, anything new on the horizon? What's more to come now?
So we've actually recorded 2 more songs.
Okay.
The next is an English song, and after that we're going to have our first Hindi song.
Oh,
the next one, the next one is called The Great Gatsby. And,
nice.
It's a fun song. I've really enjoyed recording it. And after that, it's called the Hindi song is called Do Shaitano.
Interesting. So what's The Great Gatsby about?
So
is it from the book?
It's kind of inspired from the book, but it's also an aspirational song of someone who's financially struggling right now, where you're living in a cramped up house which doesn't have a dining table, and your brother's feet, he's so tall that his feet are going outside his bed because you don't have a big enough bed, but you're like, I'm not going to give up. One day I'll be as fancy as the Great Gatsby.
Oh, so this is actually like a true story that you guys are putting together, is it?
Yeah, so it's kind of from our experience.
So how he writes is actually somewhat genius, okay? Because he takes fiction that already exists and he merges it with our life. So we also have a song called Museum of Innocence, which is his personal story completely, through and through. But the song is adapted from a book, which is like a very rare thing. Like, who adapts a song from a book, right? So the song, he's merged his own life story with the book's life story, and it's called Museum of Innocence. So he's done a similar thing with The Great Gatsby, because I think he's such a huge film buff and he's so deeply affected by these films that he's merged like a personal instance with the movie and the book, whatever.
That's beautiful. I love the movie, and the book is just next level. I mean,
you love the
DiCaprio song, is just out of this world, and I cannot wait for the song is gonna be.
Can't agree more with you, old sport.
Yeah. How did you get into music actually? Like, I want to know this story, because you said a couple of months ago you got into music, right? Before this, what were you guys doing?
I mean, a couple of months, you mean still 2020. You know how Bangalore, everything is
that's a couple of months. Technically, our first song released in Jan. So that is a couple of months. And it's 6 months.
That's actually 8 months.
8 months.
8 months ago. And actually 9 months now. Because September is right around the corner.
Too much in love. Time is going slow. What is happening?
Yeah, so it's actually funny how we got into music, right? None of us have any music background whatsoever, never held an instrument in our life, not even been in the school choir, okay? And he's a writer by profession. So he just came out with this tune in his head, and he was just humming it along, and he wrote a song. This was in peak lockdowns, okay? The first lockdown. And I mean, we didn't really pay attention to it. Then later on, what happened, he sent this song to one of our music producer friends in Delhi, and he looks at it and he's like, okay, I think we can make a song like this. So he sends us a rough scratch, okay, with the dummy vocals and whatnot.
Nice.
And when he sent that, so Shakil was like, do you want to sing it? I said, I mean, I've never sung in my entire life, bro. I'm like, yeah, okay,
I heard him sing in the bathroom.
So you know, he can sing. Yeah,
he knows a little bit. Okay, so I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's just go with it. What's the big deal? It's our song. He's like, if you screw it up, also there's no big deal. It's our song.
Yeah.
So then I take a shot at it, and we've just ended up in the studio, and I do not know anything about music, and we've ended up recording a song, and it turned out pretty damn well. Okay, we recorded 2 songs actually.
Wow.
And just the combo seemed just pretty good. Like, the voice fit with the words, and it was just gelling. So then he started writing more songs. I just started singing more, and I'm learning more and more, and he's also learning more and more.
I just can't stop writing.
That's a gift to me, to be honest. Like, I used to write poetry. I still do, but it's not very consistent. Like, I write whenever I feel like it. It's like, okay, I think I can write a poem now. I'll do it, or write something or the other. And if you can't stop writing, that's a gift. That's like
few more heartbreaks, you'll be there too.
Yeah, bring it on, guys. Come on. Slide into the DMs. We'll see what happens after that.
Lee's looking for heartbreak.
I'm Taylor Swifting it also. Let's do this. So you said that you started writing in lockdown, and your first, how many songs are out right now?
4 songs are out right now.
2 more on the way.
2 more on the way. Definitely in the next 2 months for sure. And let's see. I hope it never stops.
Are you guys gonna write an album soon? So this is like a bunch of singles you guys are releasing so far.
Yeah.
They're all singles. So obviously, the thing is, we're broke, guys. Anyone wants to give us money for songs, you can. So it's way harder to produce an album right now with the budget we have. So we work for a bit, we gather some money, we record a song, we put it out. So that's what we're doing.
Beautiful. That's the hustle life right
That's
there.
the hustle right now. Hopefully the album will come out soon too.
I respect that hustle, dude. I really respect that, because it's not easy to follow your passion and also work at the same time and try to balance both. Hats off, man.
Yeah.
Hats off. Okay, now I want to know the wildest memory you guys have from school. Like, you guys were all from Bangalore. I was in Fabs. These guys are from Cotton. So don't laugh when I say Fabs, okay? People always do this. I'm so glad these guys don't. They know what it is. These guys know what Fabs is. It's the Frank Anthony Public School.
Yeah, we're stopping at that.
Yeah, stop it.
It's Frank Anthony Public School, aka the One Building School.
The One Building School and the Fun and Party School also. The same time.
Sure.
FAPS. But these guys from Cottons, and I always look at like the schools in Bangalore like the big 5. I have Cottons, Cotton Girls, Joseph's, Sacred Hearts, Fabs. Then you have the Sapphires, the other small ones.
And then you have the international school snobs.
Those guys are just like, give me a break. Like, I think the Indus campus is like half in Tamil Nadu, half in Bangalore. I'm not even joking.
Yeah, who has horses at your campus? Horse riding? Are you kidding me?
I don't even know how. But tell me your wildest memory from school.
You want to take this
I
one?
can
So
start.
I'll tell you how he'll have wilder memories. Okay, so I was always the studious, nice kid, and this was the starting of 8th grade, the first day of my class, and the teacher takes the attendance and stuff. So she's just going through the attendance list, and these are students she's never met in her entire life, and she goes through my name, Jawad Ahmed. I say, yeah, present. And I was sitting in the last bench, mind you. And she looks at me and she's like, by any chance, are you Shakil Ahmed's brother? I said, yeah. Please come and sit in the first bench. I cannot have you sitting in the last bench. So he's going to have the wilder memories, because I don't know what he's done to this teacher. I've never met this teacher in my life, and she already hates me.
I think it's the cons of having an elder brother in the same school, no? They set the precedent, and you're like, you have to either follow that or go the other side of it.
Even if they're like overachievers, that's bad for you. Even if they're underachievers, that's bad for you.
Correct.
We get back for the extra love you get at home. It's the only way we can fight back.
So tell me, Shakil or Shaq, what are the wildest memory you have in school?
I mean, I have quite a few, but I'll tell you one story where... So I had this really terrible teacher who thought just coming into class and reading the textbook was teaching. And I used to hate it. I barely attended. So this one time I thought, okay, I'm tired. I'll sleep in class. Okay. And so I'm just sleeping in class, and he still decides to poke me and wake me up. Okay. And I know he's terrible. So he wakes me up, and now instead of replying to his questions, I'm just replying in Pink Floyd lyrics.
Oh, beautiful.
I'm like, so you think you can tell?
Oh my God.
Heaven from hell. He's like, what? Blue skies from pain. Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail? A smile from a whale. Do you think you can tell? Did they get you to trade your heroes for ghosts?
Oh my God.
And the class is flipping it because they're getting what's happening. Okay. And then finally, some of them, when the chorus comes, they all start like, how I wish
you were here. What did he do to you? I want to know.
Oh my God, I've been chased, I've been hit. I can't believe they don't hit kids anymore.
I can't believe you just said that on air. But yeah, dude, when I went to school too, they used to beat the crap out of us. Dude.
Yeah.
They used to beat us up. I don't know how they got away with it, but our parents also like, what did you do? Why did you get hit by this teacher? What did you do? Now they just go and riot outside there. It's completely, it's bonkers. But school was a wild time.
Even in Fabs?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Fabs? Dude, if I start to tell you some Fabs now, I'll never stop. I'll give you one small incident. So, our teachers, they used to do the, what do you say? They should take oxygen breaks inside the physics lab. I want to say that on air.
Oxygen.
Oxygen breaks
of course.
in the physics lab. Okay, our teachers are. And they used to they put a camera in the physics lab,
Huh.
and we're like, okay, now the teachers were like, okay, what do we do now? We can't do anything. So they set up a screen there as a teaching screen. They're like on projectors there, and they used to cover the camera with the cap, and they used to take their oxygen breaks.
The oxygen is Mukesh took.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And we had our vice principal come through and be like, this camera not working, is it? Why is it being covered once in a while? And we're like, these are teachers, by the way. These are our teachers. So the students are a whole new level that I will not even go down. It's just, oh my God, we had the wildest time in class. But now I think the school is, it's on a back seat. I can't say, I don't know if I can say this on air or not.
Yeah, exactly.
I have no idea.
They
If I
should
can.
bring it.
Bashing our schools, talking about corporate punishment,
No,
and
I'm more for
oxygen
bringing back
breaks.
oxygen everywhere. We should be allowed to take
Yeah, they
oxygen in
they should
flights
have
like
allotted
how they used
oxygen
to.
rooms in schools for teachers.
Oh my God, this is not going on air at all. Let's get back to some music related questions. Okay, where do you guys see the music scene in India going? I mean, it is picking up. There are a lot of good artists coming out of the country and the city. And where do you guys see the music scene going in India?
Greatest time to be alive for any artist in India. I mean, films, music, who like every single person has I wouldn't say complete free reign, but a great shot at it as well. And I guess it's just about you getting out there and being consistent. And
It's a great time to be a musician in India right now because our music industry has been so tied with Bollywood all these years that you've not had a chance to explore more music.
Yeah.
But with the advent of social media and whatnot, everybody has a space, everybody has an audience. And that is so damn cool. Like, you can make the nichest of music possible and you will have like 100,000 people because India is so large.
Yeah.
And you might think that it's so clustered that so many people are making music, but there is room for everybody. As long as you have a good story to tell, you have good music and people will connect with you.
I think you're so right. I think pandemic gave us a time to be like, okay, I'm tired of listening to the same old song from India, and we finally started making some awesome music.
Exactly.
And these guys are definitely like testament to that. So thank you for coming down to the studios. And before we go, I want to just talk about your controversial opinion that you mentioned before we were talking that you didn't like the Batman movie with Robert Pattinson.
oh, guys, we've got an emo boy at our hand. He puts surma at night and he's peeping at girls through the window. That's how he met Catwoman, by the way. He sees her changing clothes.
I mean, I get the fact that he is a kind of a creep, but he is Batman. He is creeping around the entire city, like Gotham City, and just beating up criminals and stuff like that. But you like the movie.
I love the movie. I think it's a cinematic masterpiece. It was just perfect. And he's just a hater. He really just is a hater. He just doesn't like good movies, I think.
I couldn't say that to the Nolan series.
Nolan series is a different. That's
It's
not
gold.
even. That just has a separate place in film history itself. That trilogy doesn't count. You cannot count that with any superhero film. That's not even supposed to be a superhero film. That's
I think Shaq is still remembering Pattinson from his Edward Cullen days.
Not just that. I mean, I'll tell you some dialogues which I genuinely, especially towards the end, okay, and they're discussing going to go away on the bike. Firstly, they have this nice scooter ride and all, and they're like, she's saying goodbye, and he's like, take care. I said, might as well say text when you reach. Like, is this the level of dialogue writing you're doing? Say that.
See, either it's Matt Reeves' fault or it's Warner Brothers' fault. Either one has to take the blame on this, and I think it's the WB guys. Like, in my opinion, WB
Blame the
is-
corporate.
just blame the corporate. Let them take the blame. And so that's his unpopular opinion. I don't really agree with it, but cool.
He's kind.
I'm kind. We've got Judy in the Run in the studios, and their new song, Who's Not Talking to Who, is out on all streaming platforms. It's a beautiful track. Do check it out. And thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
I
much
cannot
for having
wait
us.
for some more music from you guys.
Thank you. One of the best interviews we've had.
Yeah.
Awesome. Woo! No cap with Lee.
94.3 Radio 1.